obviously the spring, the coaches were real high on you did. How did you feel coming out of the spring, and what did you focus on coming into the fall?
I mean, I felt great coming into the spring, my first college spring. So I was just trying to really just learn the playbook, get adjusted, and just really just get to know my teammates on and off the field. So, but I felt great coming out of spring, and I just kept my head down after spring and kept working and kept grinding.
Brendan?
Has camp felt different from spring, given that you had that experience? And if so, I guess what has been different?
Yeah, for sure. The game is kind of, I would say, it really slowed down. Just practices and just, being used to it and just having a spring under my belt, it really helped. And, just the veteran guys helping me through spring, and then coming into the fall, it just really helped me for sure coming into spring.
Aslan, back left.
Do you have a feel for the way the receivers are going to be used? Are they going to find a group of guys they can rely on, or will you guys get across the field? Let's get another sub package out there. How do you think they'll be using you guys?
I think, all of our whole receiver room is very versatile. So I think, everybody's going to really play everywhere, in my opinion. We're all very versatile, and we all can make plays, and we all can, move around and just play from anywhere.
Chris?
What was it about Gus's offense that was so appealing to you that you committed to him not once but twice?
Coach Gus, it's a lot of production, at the receiver position, I would say, especially just me watching him over the years with Jayvan Baker, Kobe Hudson, them guys, getting off how they did. It really, persuaded me to come, check out his offense and, overall committing to it.
Liam?
A couple of the guys have described you as a pro, like just the way you approach it. I even think Coach Harris described you that way. Just where does that mindset come from, and how do you think it's benefited you so early in this career?
I would say really just, it comes from my pops, from a young age. He stayed on me about just the little things, he stayed on me heavy about just the little things and just staying, just when it comes to school, grades, on the field, off the field, he just stayed on me heavy. So that's really kind of taken me to the next level where, they can kind of say I'm a pro, I have a pro mindset, just, comes from my pops really.
Ira?
Are there receivers that you watch and like see yourself as that kind of receiver in the NFL or college?
I would say, like, to answer your question, I've watched like a lot of CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, and AJ Brown. I feel like I'm a bigger receiver, a stronger yak receiver, that can do a lot and run routes. So that's probably what I would say. I watch those guys. So.
Peter?
Jayvan, Jeremiah wasn't saying you were cold, and just tell me just having to go match up with a veteran corner like that who not only co-sign you, but having to go one-on-one against him, and how make you better player.
Yeah, no, we make each other better every day for sure. Jeremiah, he's a dog and he's a great corner. He'll be in the NFL draft next year for sure, highly picked. So it's for him to be here, on me heavy, veteran guy like that to just, be able to make me better every day, go one-on-one with me every day. It's just great, Me and him, we work each other and, we get each other better.
Brendan?
What have you, Coach Norvell's mentioned Squirrel White a couple times last week. So what has he done to kind of stand out in your estimation?
Squirrel?
Yeah.
Squirrel, his speed is just different. He can make plays from anywhere on the field. He can go deep. He can catch a short route, turn it into a big play. Squirrel, he's a different type of receiver. He's a smaller receiver, but he plays big. So that's what mainly stands out to me.
Liam?
Can you talk about your connection with Tommy? I know when you got to campus, he transferred and you guys were throwing right away. Just how has that grown over the summer and into camp, and where do you feel like you guys are at right now?
Yeah, me and Tommy, we kind of got a big brother, little brother relationship. That's my guy, and since the day I got here, we've been throwing since spring ball. We've been clicking. He's just been on me heavy. Wanting me to get better and just keep pushing me to the max so I can reach my full potential. But that's my guy. That's my guy.
Ira?
Did you know much about Gus before you got here, and what were your impressions when you first saw him on the field?
Yeah, I heard about Gus in high school. He was top rated recruit, and I seen a couple clips on Instagram doing some crazy stuff. So, but yeah, I definitely heard about him, and he's a dog, and I've seen it, just from him coming in the little time in fall camp, like he's a real deal.
Yeah, a lot of times coaches not promise playing time for freshmen, but they let you think that it's going to happen. But now, Gus talked about you as one of the top receivers, and Gus is getting reps to ones. Like, how good is that to feel that you guys got these opportunities and you're taking advantage of them?
It feels great, but we just it's just as freshmen, we just got to keep our head down and keep grinding. We have ultimate goal, which is just help win ball games, contribute as much as we can, but we just got to keep our head down and just keep grinding.
Any other questions for Jay? Aslan?
Has there been any learning curve with operating as Tommy's your quarterback, just having to keep plays alive and just keep your eyes down, upfield to see where he's throwing the ball?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, the crazy thing is over fall camp, me and Tommy, we've hit a lot of scramble plays. So it's just with Tommy being able to extend the plays how he can, you know, just be athletic, extend the plays. It's great for me because, you know, I'll come run over here and then run across the whole other field and he'll hit me. You know, he'll just find a way to find me and, you know, we'll make the plays.
Liam?
You mentioned your yak ability. In an offense like this where there can be some shorter routes, how important is it to have that in your playbook or in your skill set, and just how you enjoy this playbook?
I mean, it's big because, you know, his offense, you know, like you said, it's for, you know, it's got different variables in it. So just me having that yak ability to turn little plays into big plays, you know, it's big. Just, you know, Coach Malzahn, he finds a way to get the ball in the guy's hands, you know, and, you know, he gets the ball in my hands, you know, just make plays after the catch.
Ira?
Is it gonna be a big group of people coming from Cocoa for that first game? How excited are you about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm very excited for that first game. You know, I just want to go out there for my, you know, freshman year first game. You know, do what I can, and it definitely be, you know, a lot of people from Cocoa coming. Sure.
Chris?
You've obviously had a good spring and carried it over to preseason. What's the area where you feel like you still need to make the biggest leap?
I would say, like, I mean, I kind of focus. I don't really focus on like one thing, but I would probably just say overall, like, I just really want to work on my play without the ball. You know what I'm saying? Just blocking without the ball. You know, just the effort plays. You know, if big play, you know, just go chase the ball if anything happens. Like, just stuff like that. Playing without the ball. That's the main focus for me.
Aslan for the last one.
Sounds like the offense might be outperforming the defense just slightly, but what do you see from that secondary that you think is gonna be a really good thing for this team in terms of how they play?
Them guys, they different over there. I ain't gonna lie, they're different. You know, they make us better every single day. Just the whole DB room, like they're all working. They're all on one sync. You know, they all sync together. So it's just them guys. They're very different. You know, Jeremiah, Jabril, Q, Earl. They lead that room in a great way. So they're really just pushing them to be the max potential, and I see them getting better every day. Every single day, they're getting better.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.